Hello. It's been a while since I've made a video. What do I want to? I kind of want to just like maybe give an update, but I don't know. I usually I don't do very well talking about like my life or whatever. Usually I like to have a topic or feeling something. I don't know. I'm already feeling very second guessing myself because that's a difficulty I have when I'm making one of these videos. Is like, oh man, I have little microphones, so maybe I should have tried that, but anyway, a difficulty I have when making these videos is like, I'll say something and then immediately a voice in my head is like, well, maybe it's not always like that, or like, maybe that's not true, and so it's just, yeah. I have difficulty saying things and really sticking to my guns on them. Speaking of guns, am I gonna flex in this YouTube video? I have been lifting. My fiance and I started going to the gym in January, I think. And we've kind of like, gone on and off and on. That's interesting. Collocations, man. It's off and on, not on and off. Anyway, we started going in January. There's been like a week or two here and there where we got sick or we're traveling. But yes, we've been doing, gym 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Squats, press or bench press, and deadlifts. And I've done my best to eat enough, but that's another skill. But I've been happy that at the level I'm eating, I've still been able to gain muscle. I got on this, why I have? Guns, that's why. So here's you can't, oh, there you go. Who even am I? We haven't, like I said, we only do squats, press, and deadlift. So we haven't done biceps, but still. Hello. I'm like, yeah, I know it's not very much, but that's more than there was there before, which was 0. So that's very fun. And it's also like, I've been writing a daily blog. So if you want to, I don't know, if anyone watches this and wants to actually hear more of my thoughts on a more regular basis than YouTube, because I don't remember the last time I posted a YouTube video. Oh no, I do, but before that it was a year. Anyway, hold on. Let's bring it back. Oh, in one of my posts the other day, wait, I lost it. What was I saying? Blog posts. Can you help me out? Help me. Baby, where the hell is my husband? Engagement ring. Okay, I actually wanted, what was I saying? Oh, yes, I got it. I was saying that going to the gym is kind of like, I feel like it's cracking open a deep part of me that was convinced that I can't affect any change on anything, like despite all evidence to the contrary. There's this persistent part that's like, I can't actually change things, like especially certain things, but just in general, I have a hard time remembering that I can make things happen or like change circumstances. And this, just going to the gym 3 times a week, like there was part of me that was like, no, I can never change what my body looks like. But that's like a classic thing that you actually can change. Maybe you see I'm second guessing again. You can, of course there's like a range within that you can change. Like you can't change how you were born, like your body, whatever. You can make changes. You can exercise, what have you. So it's crazy to just like literally actually see the results of my efforts. And that's very exciting. Oh, that's what I majorly wanted to talk about, was because a related thing is I wanted to talk about modeling. So I've made a few videos before about my modeling journey, and I've been thinking a lot about it recently, and I've been having some thoughts, some realizations. One is that I have been thinking about modeling as like something you can, like, you have or you don't. As in, I've been expecting myself to, like, just because I'm a model or just because like I've had these opportunities, then that means I will be able to like show up to something and model for it well, without like having built the skill of like doing that well. And then when I do not fantastic because I haven't built this skill, I'm just like doing it on the fly, then I'm like, well, I guess I'm not meant to be a model. Like I guess I just can't hack it. And lately I've decided to stop doing that. I've decided to actually put the hours in and develop skills. And because it's like, on the one hand, yes, I would love to like maybe be actually kind of successful as a model, because like I have achieved a lot of success in my mind already, compared to like doing nothing. I do things, and that is fantastic, but I rarely ever get paid, and if I do, it's like always a two-digit number. So it would be nice to like book like some commercial modeling. I think that would be very fun. But I also know that that those opportunities are okay. Did that affect anything? Are a lot rarer than just unpaid. There's always unpaid opportunities. So I'm fine if I never like build a career out of this necessarily, but I think if I improved my skills and improved my portfolio, we'll come back to portfolio in a sec, then I could have a better shot at paid gigs. And the other thing is, the other reason I want to like improve my skills is specifically just because it doesn't feel good to not have those skills. Like I want to, as much as I can, chip away at the feeling of like when I'm at a photo shoot or like at a runway show, feeling like, oh no, can I do this? Like lately I've been thinking of confidence as just a product of like having done the thing so many times that you just know you're gonna do it. And I have, hold on, there's a little fly buzzing around. It's not buzzing, I can't hear it, but it's flying. Anyway. What was I saying? Yes, confidence is having done it a lot. Like there's like one or two poses that I can literally just like sink into, and like I always know it's gonna hit, like, you know, the specific shoulder movement and like hip, whatever. And that's because I've done it so much, and like I've looked in the mirror and like I think I remember practicing a little bit, because I practice in the mirror a lot and like analyze shapes and whatever. But practicing in front of a mirror and practicing not in front of a mirror, or like, no, posing in front of a mirror and posing not in front of a mirror, almost entirely two different skills, because in the mirror, I am posing based on visual feedback. Not in front of a mirror, I'm posing based on body feedback, somatic feedback. So when I'm posing in the mirror, I'm not necessarily training the posing proprioception, and then I'm like shocked and frustrated at the discrepancy of the poses I can successfully do in front of a mirror versus not. So that means I'm going to be working a lot more on posing not in front of a mirror. But the thing is, how do you evaluate that? Because you're not looking in the mirror. You don't know what it looks like. So that also means I'm going to be recording myself more, trying to take pictures of myself more. I also might recruit my fiance to learn some basic photography as well to help me out with this. Yeah, so that's gonna be what I want to work on. So I want to, and also, I mean, I'm in the gym also to help my figure. I mean, I want to get stronger than I am, just for health and whatever. But also, not gonna lie, it helps the modeling stuff. Anyway, I said we were gonna go back to portfolio. Okay, so one of the other things mindsets I've been in with modeling is that, like, just doing more modeling will eventually, like, a portfolio will just materialize out of that. And kind of, yes, like, there's evidence of me working. There's evidence of me being able to do, shows and whatever. But then I also realized, if I'm not intentional about it, like, it won't materialize. Or at least not a good one. Or, like, I didn't realize until maybe a month ago when I did a photo shoot for a student designer. And I was like, oh, this is my first photo shoot since 2022. And that was my first photo shoot ever, and first fashion show ever. And I haven't done a photo shoot since then. So I'm like, of course I'm gonna be not very good at it because I haven't done it. And the runway, you sometimes get professional photos, but like, when I think now of like your portfolio, it's made of photo shoots. So doing runway is not going to get me a portfolio of photos from photo shoots. So that finally sunk in recently. So I've done one, they're called test shoots. It's basically like TFP or collab. It's basically a photo shoot where none of the people involved are getting paid. So sometimes it's just a photographer and a model. Sometimes you might also collaborate with like a stylist, makeup artist, hair and makeup artist. So I've done one so far, and I was scared, but I got over it, and that was fun. And we even got some nice photos out of it, because that's one thing I was worried about is like, okay, I'm an amateur and I'm reaching out to photography amateurs. We're both just going to be two amateurs bumbling around, and that's going to be horrible, and we're not going to get good photos out of it, and I'm going to feel bad. So it seemed like there was no upside to that, but we actually did get some really nice photos. And yeah, that reminded me why I do this in the first place, because it's freaking fun. I also thought I was going to give up on runway and just do pivot to photo shoots, but I did a runway show on Thursday. What is it today? Sunday? Oh my gosh, okay. I have a language tutoring lesson in an hour. We might come back to that. What was I saying? Gosh. Oh yeah, and I had the runway show, and I was like, yeah, this ain't nothing like this. This is so much fun. And also an incredible networking opportunity. There's just, you meet so many people from so many different cities, and we're moving soon, and that was great. So met people in the country we're moving to. Anyway. Portfolio. So I did one test shoot so far. I have another one scheduled tomorrow with a different photographer. And yeah, it's also like, yeah, because I've been thinking about this a lot, my algorithm on at least 2 different apps is very much geared toward like modeling tips and photography tips and whatever, posing tips, whatever. And like there's this one model I follow, and she's like, you need to be reaching out to like hundreds of photographers. You need to be doing test shoots because like people aren't going to respond to you, like they're going to reject you, whatever. And I'm like, I'm actually 2 for 2 on test shoots. Both of the times I've reached out to a photographer to do a test shoot, they've accepted right away. So feeling pretty good about that. But also I'm like, okay, if I'm not receiving any rejection, does that mean I'm not aiming high enough? Okay, so that's my other thought. Yeah. Like I said, I have a language tutoring session in about an hour. It's in Japanese. Last time the teacher didn't show up, and I was pretty upset about it, but also relieved because I was like really stressed out about it. But I'm feeling better today, so we'll see. But my fiance and I are going to Japan at the end of next month. So he speaks Japanese. He says he's not very good, but he's functional. And I mean, I have 0, so I mean, I can read. It's like not enough to function at all, but I'm like kind of familiar with a bit of the language. But anyway, that's whatever, it doesn't matter. So I'm doing like a complete absolute beginner's lesson. It's like supposedly tied to travel. We'll see how it goes. I got language tutor session pilled recently, but then I'm kind of going off the high of it. I don't know. Because at the end of the day, it's still just, people are people. In that it's actually like a really difficult thing. Like I think I expected a lot out of a tutor, and not everybody is like fantastic, amazing tutor who's gonna pinpoint your exact level. Because I've been focusing on Swedish, and I just understand so much more than I can speak. Like my speaking is just lagging so far behind to an extent I've never experienced before. And so of course that's very frustrating for me. And I feel like I've had tutors who have both really overestimated me to the point where I'm like, I'm trying so hard to keep up, and it's just like, it's way too hard. Like things can come out of my mouth at that level. I mean, I can answer, whatever. But it's just nonsensical. But but then I've also had like tutors really underestimate me and do like focus on really, really basic stuff. I'm like, I understand the basic stuff. I just can't, it doesn't come out of my mouth. I don't know. So, but I also think I do recognize I have very high expectations. However, what I just did right before recording this is I finally tried conversation practice with the voice mode of ChatGPT, and that actually rocked. The interesting thing was the Swedish voice had like a southern Swedish accent, which I've had I think it sounds like a lisp or a speech impediment, but it's not. Like I genuinely thought, like I heard a news anchor or something. I was like, is that a speech impediment? And it's not. It's lots of people speak like that. And it was pretty hard for me to understand at first, but actually this ChatGPT voice with it, I was actually pleased with how much I could understand. I'm just realizing I might run out of storage. I need to go back and find, because all the other YouTube videos I've made, I think they're still in my camera roll, and that's eating up my space. So if it cuts off randomly, that's why. Anyway, but I was very pleased with that. It did like not give me much time to speak. Like it would kind of jump in and start talking before, and like my problem is I'd speak very slow because I'm looking for the words. But that was actually sort of helpful because I had to communicate, like, can you please slow down? So like it kind of shifted my mode into I need speed and I need to like actually communicate something rather than like getting hung up on am I saying it right? And like how can whatever. So it's actually got me into a nice, interesting headspace. And then like it writes the transcript of the voice chat, which results are okay. Sometimes it was like it transcribed it in Danish because I thought I was speaking Danish, or actually one of them, even one of my utterances, it wrote in Korean, which I thought that was interesting. So I don't know if the transcription is just not that great, because it seemed like the voice was understanding me, but I don't know if the transcription is kind of not as good, or if that can be a helpful tool to like hone my pronunciation. But yeah, so afterwards I can have it like go through the transcript and be like, okay, what do I need to focus on? What patterns did you hear? What mistakes am I making? What can I, yeah. I think maybe I should cut it there. I also kind of want to talk about style, but maybe I actually don't. So yeah, I should go eat some food. But yeah, I think I'm happy with how that went. Yes. We'll see. Thanks for watching if you did. Bye.